Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Lizzie for those of you who don't know. It has been a long time. Basically, latter half of 2024, life turned upside down. We had a tree fall on our house and we had to be out of our house for 3 months, and we stayed at my parents, and then we were already planning on moving because we have some development happening with our forever home. We have plans, so we plan to move anyways. So it was a lot. And then we had to sell our house. Selling your home is so stressful and strenuous. It was a lot. So then we moved here November of 2024. All that to say, it has been a long time and I am happy to be back. I'm glad to be back. My life feels normal now. With a new house comes new bookshelves, as you can see, and I actually got a new Billy bookshelf because my book collection, it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I love it. So I thought a very great way to get back into the YouTube game is to share my bookshelves. So yes, let's just go ahead and get into it. I have 2 of the normal Billy bookshelves, and then I also have, in this corner I have just the skinnier Billy bookshelf. Here we have the lowest bookshelf. We are going to start here. As you can see, we just have all of my Lauren Asher books right here. I have the Dirty Air series, I have the Dreamland Billionaire series, as well as the Lakefront Billionaire series. And then moving on to here, I have some Lucy Score of Pretend You're Mine, Protecting What's Mine, Finally Mine, and then I have the Things We Never Got Over trilogy, and then also Rock Bottom Girl. I'm not a huge fan of Lucy Score, but I do enjoy her covers, I will be honest. And then directly next to that, I just have the Off-Campus series, which I know this seems like a random placement, but I don't really read a ton of sports romance, so I just thought this was like a good spot for it. And then here I just have this cute little elephant that I got from Belize. Directly above that shelf, I have some more of my favorite romances. We're gonna start here. Here I have my Elsie Silver shelf. I have the Gold Rush Ranch series, which is the first series that she came out with. And then I obviously have my Chestnut Spring series, and I have the mirror covers, which are my pride and joy. I love the mirror covers, and Heartless is my favorite book out of this whole series, so of course I'm going to show it off like this. And then I have the Rose Hill series right here, which is gonna grow, and I am enjoying this series as well. And then directly next to that, I just have the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. This is an OG. I adore this series. I love these characters so much, and I honestly think about them all of the time. And then above that, I just have this little candle. Okay, and then directly above that shelf, I just have more romances. Of course, I obviously have the Boys of Tommen books right here. I have the beautiful ombre edges. I literally love these so much. Directly next to that, I obviously have the Magnolia Parks books. I adore this series so much. I am partial to Daisy Hates though. It's just my favorite, and I love a specific character in this series. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then directly next to Magnolia Parks, I just have my favorite romances. I have all my Abby Jimenez. She is seriously one of my favorite romance authors ever. I just love her books so much. And then I obviously have all of my Emily Henry, obviously. She is seriously one of my favorite authors as well, and I'm so excited for Big Beautiful Life. I just seriously think that book is going to be my favorite out of all of her books. I just have such a good feeling about it. And then directly above that shelf, I just have some historical fiction, some normal fiction books, some magical realism, so let's just go through them. I obviously have all of the Bridgerton books, and then directly next to that I have Redeeming Love, and then I have Safely Home. These are really great Christian fiction books. I really enjoyed them. Directly next to those I have some historical fiction here. I have the Things We Cannot Say, and then we have Last Christmas in Paris, Alias Grace, and then I have all of my Kristen Hanna books. Kristen Hanna is seriously one of my favorite authors. I seriously love every single book that I've read by her. And then here I have, next to Kristen Hanna, I have some historical fiction. This is such a seriously underrated historical fiction. It is impeccable. And then I have Tomorrow, Tomorrow, which I guess is more of a literary fiction, but it also has historical elements in it as well. And then we have some magical realism right here. I have The Unmaking of June Farrow, which is an incredible magical realism. I have Spells for Forgetting, The Wishing Game, which is such a cute book. Ministry of Time is so amazing, and this cover is everything to me. I'm obsessed. And then we also have The Book of Doors, which is a seriously underrated magical realism fantasy book. I love this one so much, and the premise is so unique. Okay, so here I have my Ali Hazelwood books. I have Bride by Ali Hazelwood, Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically. The Love Hypothesis will always be my favorite of hers. It's just such an OG. I love it. And then next to that, I have all of my Ashley Poston books. I have The Dead Romantics, The 7-Year Slip, the novel Love Story. The Dead Romantics will always be my favorite of hers. I just love everything about this book. It's so good. It's so good. And then next to that, I have my Christina Lauren books, Love and Other Words, and then The Unhoneymooners. And then next to that, I have my Elena Armas books. I have obviously The Spanish Love Deception, The American Roommate Experiment, and The Long Game. The Long Game is probably my favorite out of these ones. It's honestly so good. I really enjoyed this one. Next to those, I have all of my Carly Fortune books. I have Every Summer After, Meet Me at the Lake, This Summer Will Be Different. And then directly next to that one, I have The Bodyguard by Catherine Senner. This is seriously one of my favorite contemporary romances ever. And then I have The Roughest Draft, Funny Feelings, and then I have some sad romance books. I have Pack Up the Moon, which is literally one of the saddest books I've ever read. One Day is just, it's so sad. The show is even better. And then here I just have some literary fiction, or just like fiction in general. I have Beartown by Frederick Bachman, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owen, the one Stephen King book that I've read, Fairy Tale, and then I just have, of course, my Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love everything by her. We have Malibu Rising, Daisy Jones and the Six, Carrie Soda's Back, Forever Interrupted, Maybe in Another Life, One True Loves, and After I Do. Okay guys, so now we are on the highest shelf right above that one. I just have more romances. I have all of my Tessa Bailey books right here. I have My Killer Vacation, It Happened One Summer, Hook, Line, Sinker. And then we have Meet Me Halfway, Archer's Voice, The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This is such a sad book. I have Happily Never After by Lynn Painter, Love Wager, and then I have In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, Do Your Worst, and then these should be switched. Let me switch these. Now they're switched. I have Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and then Swift and Saddled. And then I love the way all of these look. They're just so cute and colorful. I have some Annabelle Monaghan. I have Nora Goes F Script, Summer Romance, and Same Time Next Summer. Annabelle Monaghan is one of my favorites. I love her books so much. And then here I have my Sarah Adams books. I have Practice Makes Perfect, When in Rome, The Match, The Cheat Sheet, and The Rule Book. Okay, and then now we have my YA romances right here. I have all of my Lynn Painter YA books. She writes my favorite YA novels. Literally love them, although the sequel, Nothing Like the Movies, was a disappointment, unfortunately. I have, obviously, like I said, some YA. I have Summer I Turned Pretty series, If You Had Been With Me, Little White Lies, Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, and then I have See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon, as well as Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. This is a really cute one. Summer Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, as well as What Happens After Midnight. I have Love and Gelato and Love and Luck, and then hiding I have 1,000 Boy Kisses, which this book should be banned. Okay, then here's the overview for the second shelf. Let's start on the bottom. So here we have the bottom shelf. I just have my mysteries. I have hardcover mystery thriller. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, The Fury by Alex Michaelides, The Only One Left by Riley Sager, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, and then First Lie Wins by Ashley Winstead, The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rekulek. And then I have some dark academia books right here. I just felt like it fit this shelf. I have If We Were Villains, Ninth House, and then In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. And then here I have my YA mysteries. As you can see, I have the Natural series, which is one of my favorite YA mysteries. Seriously, so underrated, so good. I have obviously Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, and then I have my hardcover books right here. I have 5 Survived by Holly Jackson, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, and then I have the Inheritance Games trilogy, Brothers Hawthorne, and The Grandest Game. They should have ended right here. Why these are even a thing, I don't even know, but yeah. Okay, and then the shelf right above that one, I have my paperback mystery thrillers, and then some random adult fantasies, but we'll get into that. I have my paperback mystery thrillers. I have The Silent Patient, The Maidens, Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, Sometimes I Lie, His and Hers, Daisy Darker, The House Across the Lake, and then Hidden Pictures. This is one of my favorite mystery thrillers. Some people say it's a horror, but it seriously is one of my favorites. I am obsessed with this book. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, Local Woman Missing, Don't Let Her Stay, Wrong Place, Right Time, and then I have some Lucy Foley. I have The Guest List, and then The Paris Apartment, and then I have all of my Frida McFadden books. I have obviously The Housemaid, The Housemaid's Secret, The Inmate, Ward D, Never Lie, The Teacher, and The Boyfriend. I just didn't know where to put these, and they are living here. I'm switching a lot of things around, but these are just here right now. I obviously have Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and then I have Serpent in the Wings of Night, and then When the Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker. Overrated. Okay, and then directly above my mysteries, I have obviously my Stephanie Garber stash. I love Stephanie Garber so much. She is definitely probably my favorite fantasy author. I seriously just love her worlds. The world that she creates within all of these books are just insane. So I have hardcover, Caraval. This is the holiday editions of them. Just so beautiful. And then next to that I have my hardcover Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. Here I have my US paperbacks of Caraval, and then I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and then I have my UK covers for Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I mean, these books are beautiful. I'm in love with them. And then directly next to those I have the Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and then Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and then I have some YA fantasy hardcovers just stacked right here. A Tempest's Tea, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, Ruthless Vows, Stolen Heir, Prisoner's Throne, the Prison Healer trilogy by Lynette Noni, which this is now becoming very hyped right now, for a good reason. I love these books so much. I have the one single City of Bones book that I have read, and I'm currently reading the second one, so yeah. Okay, and then directly above that shelf I have my YA paperbacks of all of my fantasies. I just love the way that they all are the same height. I have A Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. I have the Cruel Prince trilogy. I have the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and then I have the Six of Crows duology. Next to the Six of Crows duology, I have the Defy the Night books, and then I have the One Dark Window duology. Love this one so much. The Shepherd King duology is seriously one of my favorites. And then I have these Hollow Vows, These Twisted Bonds, Dance of These, Vow of Thieves, Anatomy, Immortality, and then I have randomly Stalking Jack the Ripper, and then I have these 2 books, which are really fun fantasies. They are like comedic fantasies, and they're really fun. So I have Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, and then I also have Apprentice to the Villain. And on the next shelf I just have my hardcover fantasies. I just cannot even express how this looks. I'm just obsessed with the way that they all align. I don't know what it is about it, but the way that all of these fantasies are in one line just makes my heart so happy. I obviously have the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi, and then I have the This Woven Kingdom series right here as well. I prefer Shatter Me way more to these. These are just so boring. And then next to those, I have the Belladonna trilogy. I have the Hunger Games series right here. I have Lightlark, Nightbane, and Skyshade by Alex Astor. These are super fun. And then I have the House of Salt and Sorrows and House of Roots Ruin by Aaron A. Craig. Totally underhyped fantasies. These are so good. And then I obviously have Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I'm so excited for the next book. On the very top shelf, we have my Sarah J. Maas. I obviously have my Crescent City books right here. I have House of Earth and Blood, House of Sky and Breath, House of Flame and Shadow, and then I have this cute little octopus right here. And then I have my beautiful editions of these. I just love the way that the spines continue on the front. It just is so satisfying to me. And then I have the House of Earth and Blood one. I have my Actor books right here. These are my favorite, and I don't really, I love them so much, and I don't really care. My absolute favorites. All of my Throne of Glass books. These are seriously my favorite books of all time, I think. I think about these books all of the time. Can we also talk about the way that they fit perfectly? These books are my pride and joy. I love this series so much. Seriously amazing. I just have my Game of Thrones books. My father-in-law has a 3D printer and he 3D printed these beautiful dragon bookends, which I felt like this was the perfect series to showcase those. So yeah, I've only read Fire and Blood and the first Game of Thrones books, but I do plan on finishing the rest of the series, probably slowly, but yes, this is those. Okay guys, so that is it for these bookshelves, which are my main bookshelves. On this corner, we just have the skinny bookshelves. I am planning on getting another one to put here, if that makes sense. But for now, I just have these. So yeah, as you can see on my top shelf, I just have some Bibles. And then next to that, I'm gonna make my seasonal books shelf. I have some Dark Academia, the X-Hex, the Kiss Curse, the Wedding Witch. My roommate is a vampire, and then I have all of the Laurie Gilmore books. And this is gonna be my seasonal bookshelf, but obviously I have to fill it up. But yeah, directly beneath that, as you can see, I have my Powerless shelf. I don't really care what you say. Powerless ate and I ate it up. I loved it so much. So I do have this beautiful edition of Powerless. I'm pretty sure this is the Waterstones edition. Yeah, I have Powerless, Reckless, and then Powerful. And yes, love those so much. This is my bottom shelf. Yeah, that's my bottom shelf. That's all I have to say. I just don't really read any Colleen Hoover anymore, and her books just take up a lot of space, so they are just gonna hang out here. And yeah, doesn't mean I hate them, but I just don't really like read or recommend them anymore, so they're just gonna live there. Okay, so those were our bookshelves, guys. I seriously love doing this so much. I am so excited to kickstart my YouTube again. I have so many videos planned, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. If you guys are excited as well and want to see like another in-depth or like books that I recommend on my bookshelf type of thing, I will totally do that. And yes, I will see you guys hopefully in my next one. Bye!